turns out to be none other than Daria Stonewhite. She calmly takes a seat, assuring that it's fine. With a casual tone, she remarks that it's hardly unusual for a teacher to visit one of their students. Recalling the boy he met in the library, Professor Hubert asks her if she's referring to a child named Russell, and if she's implying that he gave the boy a professor-grade library entry pass. Hubert immediately admits that he did, then anxiously asks if the child had done something wrong. Daria shakes her head. No, not at all. It's just, I haven't seen something so rare and precious in a very long time. Hubert nods in agreement, remarking that Russell's mana vein narrowing is an extremely uncommon condition, rare even on this continent. But Daria narrows her eyes and calls him a fool, making it clear she wasn't talking about the illness at all. Her words make Hubert look up in surprise, unsure why she would say that. She then drops the real bombshell. Russell has overcome his problem. Hubert, baffled, asks her what exactly she means. Daria sips her tea, letting the silence hang in the air before finally revealing, the child has managed to form his second magic circle. The news leaves Professor Hubert stunned. How could that even be possible? Meanwhile, over at the Academy Stadium, two boys, Russell and Anton, take their positions, ready to spar. Before the match begins, a system screen flashes before Russell's eyes, notifying him of his next mission. Win during magic training. The reward? A set of low-grade magic stones and a magic compartment capable of carrying up to 40 kg in weight. Russell's eyes light up. A magic compartment is an incredibly valuable item, usually only affordable to the wealthiest mages. It allows one to store and transport items easily, making it perfect for holding magic stones. Before he can think further, Anton calls out to him, sneering, "What's wrong, insect? Is your body frozen?" He adds mockingly that the only way Russell might survive is if he begs. Russell simply laughs. In an instant, he wraps his entire body in energy and asks coldly, "Are you talking to me?" Anton's eyes widen at the transformation, wondering if his suspicion is correct. The professor overseeing the match interrupts, instructing both boys to return to their starting positions so the duel can begin. He recalls the magic Russell just used and briefly wonders if someone with mana vein narrowing could possibly achieve a second circle, but dismisses it as impossible. The match starts. Anton wastes no time, casting a second circle magic. Flamethrower. A roaring stream of fire surges toward Russell. Russell reacts instantly, summoning a shield that blocks the flames. The fire slams into the barrier, only to be redirected upward, unable to pierce through. Maintaining his stance, Russell endures the fiery onslaught without faltering. Nearby professors watch in astonishment, whispering about his remarkable defense. Even the match anchor is caught off guard by Russell's composure. Anton, meanwhile, is straining. Holding the flames for so long is draining his mana, and his arms begin to tremble. Unable to maintain the attack, the stream abruptly cuts off. He curses under his breath. Russell, who had been waiting for this moment, immediately strikes back, casting Fire Arrow, another second circle spell. The blazing projectile hurtles toward Anton, forcing him to throw up a shield. The arrow hits with force but fails to break through. Still, Anton feels the impact and is rattled. How is this insect putting up such a fight? Then his eyes widen. Russell has already conjured a second Fire Arrow. No hesitation, no mercy. It slams into Anton's shield before he can fully recover. The anchoring professor stares in disbelief. Is that double casting? Another professor shakes his head. Not exactly. It's just that his casting speed is so fast, it looks like it. While they speak, Russell is already forming a third Fire Arrow. Anton scoffs, thinking this is the only spell Russell can use. He decides to counter it differently this time, by reshaping his shield with another second circle spell, specializing it against fire. Meanwhile, Russell notices the shift in the battle and smirks. This is exactly the opening he's been waiting for. Anton had been gloating moments earlier, convinced his plan was flawless. Wait until Russell drains all his mana on his fire-resistant shield, then counterattack. But to Anton's surprise, Russell abruptly cancels the casting of his fire arrow. The flames vanish from his hand, replaced by a sudden surge of powerful wind. Anton's eyes widen in shock. What? His plan is already crumbling. In an instant, Russell unleashes a second circle spell, Wind Arrow, and fires it directly at Anton's shield. The projectile slams into it with force, knocking Anton backwards. The impact reverberates through him, and disbelief flashes across his face. The insect he had dismissed not only identified the nature of his shield, but had adjusted his magic mid-fight to counter it. From the sidelines, the newly arrived professor watching the match can hardly believe his eyes. Is this really the same Russell I know? He mutters in astonishment. Meanwhile, the professor who had rigged the selection in Anton's favor is drenched in sweat, struggling to process what's happening before him. Anton staggers, groaning in pain, his grip on the shield faltering. The force of the blow pushes him dangerously close to the edge of the circle. Fury burns in his eyes. How could a mere runt be overpowering him like this? But before he can react, Russell closes the distance, already preparing his next spell. This time, the boy channels lightning. A brilliant beam arcs from his palm and crashes into Anton's chest, sending him staggering further back. Anton's eyes roll upward, white with pain, as the shock rattles through his body. Desperately, he tries to summon fire to counterattack, but his strength is fading fast. Russell gives him no chance to recover. With relentless precision, he fires another lightning strike. The biased professor leaps to his feet, shouting in protest. That's not magic I recognize. This match needs to be stopped immediately. But nearby, Professor Hubert calmly interjects. Take a closer look, he tells the protesting professor. See for yourself what's surrounding Russell's body. The man hesitates, then peers more closely. His eyes widen in disbelief. Around Russell's form, a brilliant aura shimmers. Mana condensed and shaped like a knight's aura. He stammers, That's impossible. Professor Hubert smiled with quiet pride, though curiosity glimmered in his eyes. I don't know how you managed to pull this off, he remarked, but it seems you've found your way out of your little predicament. Meanwhile, Russell showed no sign of stopping. He continued hammering Anton into the ground until the boy's body had carved a shallow, dirt-filled hollow beneath him. Only then did Russell finally pause, standing over his fallen opponent. Gasps rippled through the arena. The watching students were frozen in disbelief, their jaws nearly hitting the floor. The crooked professor stood stiffly, his mind scrambling for an explanation of what he had just witnessed. Before he could piece together a thought, a voice broke his daze. What are you doing? Startled, he turned to see Professor Hubert watching him expectantly. You're supposed to announce the winner, Hubert reminded him. The crooked professor swallowed hard, stammered once, then raised his voice. Winner, Russell Raymond. It was a reluctant declaration, but it rang across the stadium. He shuffled toward Russell, his gait awkward and stiff. Well, good work, he muttered. You may leave. But Russell shook his head. It's not over yet. The crooked professor blinked. What do you mean? Russell's tone was calm but firm. According to the class rules, unless the victor surrenders, they can call upon the next opponent. Anton's friends tensed immediately, eyes wide with alarm. They realized, too late, that they were next in line. Russell didn't hesitate. He raised a finger and pointed at one of them. You're next. A system notification flashed before his eyes. New mission. Win the next magic duel. Reward. 2 lowest grade mana stones. Bonus. Additional rewards for consecutive victories. Russell stepped into the fighting circle again. Come on, he said, motioning for the boy to join him. By the time the day was done, Professor Hubert watched from the sidelines, muttering to himself. 14 duels, 14 wins in a row. His eyes gleamed with recognition. He's got sharp instincts. I knew from the start that this boy had potential. But to grow this fast? He mentally replayed Russell's movements, analyzing every strike, every dodge. Meanwhile, Russell received a new system prompt. Mission complete. A compartment has been unlocked. All future rewards will be stored inside. And that's where our video ends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're updated on our next content. Until the next video, take care always.